Good afternoon, everybody. You're welcome to the next episode of LGO Boxing. And on this episode, we'll be discussing the upcoming battle between the legendary himself, Anthony Joshua, against Kristian Prenga. Very, very interesting fight, eh? But before we go to that, I would like us to kindly like, subscribe, and share the channel because generally it helps the channel grow. It helps us get some visibility, which is good for the boxing community as well. And on that note, I'd like us to discuss the upcoming fight. What do you think? How do you feel? What's your suggestion? Should that be the right opponent? Should they be fighting Kristian Prenga? Should there be a fight in between the big fight against Tyson Fury? If you would ask me, I personally would say yes. Anthony Joshua is actually doing the right thing. Tyson Fury, I'm not so sure. I think Tyson Fury is more having another fight because he wants to prove a point to Anthony Joshua. I personally would have just fought this last fight, take time, and you know what, go into the big fight. But hey, these are big legendary boxers, so we respect any decision they make. So on this note, the fight between Anthony Joshua and Kristian Prenga, what do you feel about it? I personally feel like it's the right fight for Anthony Joshua because right now we don't know what Anthony Joshua we're getting back. Right now we don't know where Anthony Joshua's mindset is. Right now we hope the boxing is not got beaten out of him through the incident that happened in Nigeria. So we are all actually glued to our screen. We are looking forward to this fight to see what Anthony Joshua is coming out. Remember, it was off for literally a year. He fought once last year against Jake Paul, and I personally think Jake Paul is a boxer, but people still think like he's a social media guy. But for what he's been doing, I kind of put him in the boxing community, and just having that fight throughout last year. So literally in 2 years, I would say this is Anthony Joshua's second fight, on top of what happened in Nigeria and on top of what happened with his friends. So Anthony Joshua that might be coming into the ring might be someone totally different. And at the same time, that might give him more hunger, more drive, more anger, to actually come out of his shell. So let's just see what the fight will play out to be. And that's the interesting thing about boxing because we never know what comes out of the fight. Anthony Joshua, like we know, he's lost 4 times. Prenga, from my understanding, is lost once. And to be honest with you, most boxers, most upcoming boxers, most heavyweights, I know most of them. I would say 80 to 85%. But I would say for Kristian Prenga, he literally slipped through the net. I never knew about him. I've never seen him fight. I've never heard about him until obviously he is the opponent for Anthony Joshua. And I've done my research. I've watched few of his boxing fights. I've read up about him. And you know what? I won't use the word boring. He's got a robotic stance, that Eastern European stance. Even though he's from Albania, he gives. If people said Kristian Prenga is Russian or Ukrainian, I would not argue with it from his stance, or German. But from what I've seen thus far, I know he lost like almost 10 years ago, and his only defeat, which was an 8-point decision to one of his opponents, and since then, literally, he can see himself like an undefeated fighter. And he believe he has in himself. He believe that if he touches Anthony Joshua in the right place, Anthony Joshua will go down. And that's the sort of fight we want. So he's going in there seeing an opportunity. He's seeing red like a bull. And he's thinking like if he grabs this opportunity with both hands, it could be a different ball game for his career. Like we all know, he's 35 as well, which is at the twilight of his career as well. And Anthony Joshua coming back knows, if he loses this fight, even if he doesn't perform well and he wins, it's okay. But if he loses this fight, either by knockout or a boring decision, that might actually be the end of Anthony Joshua because there will be no Tyson Fury. People will just tell him to retire, and that's it. So it's going to be a very, very interesting fight while it lasts. Anthony Joshua, like we know, is 36. Prenga is 35. Anthony Joshua is going to be 37 in October, I believe. So for Prenga, everybody knows Anthony Joshua. We know what he can bring to the table. We know his vulnerabilities. We know his stance. We know he's been an ex-champion. And he's one of the top guys of this 21st century when it comes to boxing. So we know all about Anthony Joshua. Even though we don't know the Anthony Joshua coming into the ring after what happened to him. But the focus for me is Kristian Prenga. who is Kristian Prenga? And from my own little experience, from what I can see, from watching him a couple of times, I would it gives me the feeling of not Vitaly, Vladimir Klitschko. His stance, the way he fights, the way he punches, his demeanor. It just gives me a feeling like he fights similar to Vladimir Klitschko. And like we all know, Anthony Joshua did look up to Klitschko, Vladimir Klitschko in his heydays. He trained with him a lot of time, and obviously got beaten up in camp. But at the end of the day, the proof is in the pudding. When they did actually collide and fought, we knew that legendary night where Anthony Joshua finally overcame Vladimir in the 11th round of a phenomenal boxing match. And I feel like Kristian Prenga will believe that if he goes toe-to-toe with Anthony Joshua, he can get a result. Like we all said, like we all know, any heavyweight can knock any heavyweight out on a given day. If you can connect rifle at the right spot to another heavyweight boxer's chin, the game is over, like we all know. And him not losing in almost 10 years will give him the confidence to actually go in there. And Joshua knowing what he's got in front of him, I think like it's going to be a recipe for a fantastic fight. I personally will still give Anthony Joshua the advantage. I'll give him the nod. If I want to put it in percentage, I would say Anthony Joshua has got 60 to 70%, while Prenga has got like 30 to 40%. And it's a fantastic, fight for Anthony Joshua. There's so many fights. He could have taken anyone. A washed up 39-year-old fighter. He could have taken Joe Joyce. He could have taken anybody just to cross the line. But for him to step into the unknown, for him to take that risk, to say, you know what, he wants to feel that fear. He wants to have that fear factor. He wants to be scared going into a boxing fight like a normal fight. Then all kudos to Anthony Joshua. We'll be watching, and obviously I want Anthony Joshua to win because I want to see that Tyson Fury fight. But as a boxing fan, I believe it's a treat. And while it lasts, we're going to enjoy it. And let me know what you feel about the fight in the comment box. For me, I'm going for Anthony Joshua, a knockout late into the round, between round 8 and 11. Anthony Joshua will probably knock Prenga out. But if not, I believe he can take Prenga to decision as well. So let's see how it goes. I'm not so sure because I've not seen Prenga lose any fight apart from the unanimous decision they lost. And in that fight, I've not seen it on the internet yet. So I'm just hoping that it's a competitive fight. I'm hoping that they all leave the ring safe at the same time to their family. And I hope that we can discover one or two things about Anthony Joshua. On to the next LGO Boxing. Thank you. I'm out.